What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we are talking about the first book in the Mortal Instruments series, City of Bones by Casandra Clare. So in the great age of 2020, I myself have never read the Mortal Instruments, which I don't know why. They were very popular, right at that sweet spot age for really loving these books, but I just never got into them. I actually read The Infernal Devices. I was really into steampunk when those came out. I think she was really riding that high, and I loved those books, but when it came to the Mortal Instruments, and then she wrote this new series, it just never really grabbed me. I actually did try to read the sequels to the Mortal Instruments with Lady Midnight. I didn't get very far in that. It just didn't really grab me. I wasn't sure if that was because I just didn't like the more modern setting, or if I didn't know enough because I hadn't read the main series, or whatever it was, but regardless, I am now reading City of Bones for the very first time in 2020, and I hope you guys will come along on this journey with me because, oh my god, are we going through some stuff. So, a little bit of a recap. City of Bones, if you don't know what this book is, I don't know how you can't, because it has gotten a TV show, it's gotten a movie, it has been everywhere, and right now it is all over TikTok, which is what piqued my interest, actually. It's about a girl named Clary. She thinks she is just, the regular, typical teenage girl in New York. She is the ultimate not like other girls, and her whole world gets upended when her mother is kidnapped by these demons, and suddenly she is thrust into this world full of shadow hunters and downworlders and the fae and vampires and all this crazy stuff, and she is right in the center of it. I really think that the City of Bones doesn't do anything. It's mostly an exposition book. It is mostly introducing us to what this world is, who the shadow hunters are, how Clary plays into it, who are her parents, what were her parents doing. There's not a lot necessarily going on. Yes, we are trying to rescue her mom, and we do get a lot of information, and stuff does kind of happen between her and her friend and all that kind of stuff, but largely what this is, it's just an exposition book. I really think that it's a very long prologue, so I am interested to see where it's going in the next book, because right now I just feel this book was giving us the pieces so that we can move forward with the story. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. And normally it would make me more irritated if our main character was very passive in all this information being told to her, but Clary is very argumentative. She is a little bit of a badass. She does like to talk back to you. She's not going to take anything lying down, which I did like. I did like her personality, but I did not like Clary as a person. I didn't really like any of these characters. It really reminded me of Gossip Girl. This book did come out in 2007, so I think that, it was very influential at the time, but it really reminded me of Gossip Girl, just all of these characters. And with Clary, she really is just that not like other girls. She doesn't know she's beautiful, and she hates all these other girls because they are girls and do girly things, and it really hasn't aged well in that regard. But also, since I just reread Twilight, it did kind of remind me of Bella in that. So I do recognize that it's kind of a product of its time, that late 2000s time. So I'm interested to see how that's going to change, because by the end of the book, I do think some of her attitudes towards certain other characters had changed a little bit. I do want to say as well, I have spoiled myself on this series. I don't necessarily know where it's going, but since I did read The Infernal Devices, I kind of already knew the lineage for Jace. I kind of knew where that was going, and I also know a lot about the incest that goes on with these books. So let's just talk about that. So Casandra Clare sets up this romance in City of Bones between Clary and Jace, and then at the end of it, plot twist, spoilers. I'm tagging this book as spoilers. There's gonna be spoilers. But at the end of it, plot twist, maybe her and Jace are related. Casandra Clare went into this book knowing she was gonna pull that plot twist, and she still had them kiss passionately and wants you to ship it. So I'm no, shame on you. And I found out that she does it again. She does another fake out relationship again, and I went back and I looked everything up. I know where the incest and the relationships, I know how that's all gonna go, but I'm just Casandra Clare, what are you doing? It was just a little bit strange. So I think going into this book knowing that, went ahead and primed my expectations. So I wasn't really shipping anybody just yet, and I also think that Jason Clary's relationship came off more sibling-esque than it did romantic. I do know that they're not actually related, but they're gonna spend a good chunk of this series thinking they are. So it's a little bit weird. Also, when it came to Casandra Clare, I do know that there is a lot of drama around her because of like where she was at with fan fiction. Apparently way back when, she was a very big name in Harry Potter fan fiction. I don't know like everything about this. I just looked stuff up. So she was a very popular name in Harry Potter fan fiction, and this series is adapted from that. And knowing that, I can totally see it. I totally know what kind of shipper she was. I can totally see, you know, which characters are who. I totally know like which marauder she stands, like all that kind of stuff. And to me, like that doesn't bother me. Like I read a lot of fan fiction. I personally have a lot of friends who right now are trying to adapt their fiction into original work. So like that doesn't bother me. But I do know that it bothers some people. I also know that there was some issues with her fanfiction works being plagiarized, like she plagiarized from somebody else. I don't know enough about that to speak to it, but I will say that I do think the world that she creates with the Shadowhunters is really cool. Like her characters are not super original. Like it was so reminiscent of Gossip Girl. I could tell which Harry Potter character they were and all of that. But when it came to the world, I do really like it, and I can definitely see how you would get so many spin-off books from this world. She has, I think, 4 series now, and then a couple of spin-offs, so clearly she has hit something here with this world. And personally, I loved the Infernal Devices, and I kind of would like to revisit those because they were really good. So I am giving City of Bones a B+. I think the world was great. I am really interested in where it's going. I think it was entertaining. Like, it was dumb, but in a fun way. I don't really like any of the characters. I'm hoping that'll change as it goes on, but we're just gonna have to kind of see about that. I think that if I had read this when I was in high school, I would have absolutely adored it. I think I would have been totally into Clary. I think I would have been totally into like her relationship with Jace, all of that. But as of right now, I'm like, ooh, I don't know, Casandra Clare, you've made some weird decisions in here. But needless to say, I am giving it a B+, and I am excited to continue on with this journey. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can talk books with me every week. That is everything I got for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.